Hi everyone, meteorologist Rusty Dawkins. Here we go again. Another chance for some severe weather, and part of the reason we're seeing this severe weather pattern over and over again in the same areas is because the jet stream's kind of stuck. I mean, we've got big area of high pressure right here. This is a low pressure digging in, and then you have the jet stream right here. Now this is a 250 millibar upper air pattern, so this is kind of the jet stream right here. And this right here, I'm going to put it into motion. Notice how it's just kind of stuck there? That was from Thursday into Friday, Friday into Saturday, into Saturday morning. This area right here, especially on the edge, that's basically working as it's sucking storms up. And what does that mean? Kind of like a vacuum cleaner, it goes over a carpet and it sucks things up. Well, the jet stream is kind of doing that. It's a big river of air blowing over the top of the earth, and when there's a lot of motion above you, things tend to gravitate towards that. It gets sucked up, and storms can more easily pop. It's not the main reason for the storms to form, but it makes it easier to happen. So you get the heating of the day, you get that jet stream over the top, and if there's a low level jet that gets a little bit closer to the ground, that helps too. So just the fact that this right here is right over western Nebraska, basically the western edge, that's a really good spot for storms to form if the conditions are right everywhere else. And it looks like they're going to be right, at least for the next few days. So that's that. Looking at the threat assessment for August 22nd, which is Thursday, it's not a great chance. Like the wind is 2 out of 5, I mean barely. Wind and hail, those are the two things we'll likely be concerned about. Tornado, small, not zero, but small. And flooding, if there's any kind of a thunderstorm that maybe starts to train or sits in the same spot over and over again, maybe. But again, that chance is small as well. So not a big deal there. So here's a Stormcast. This is what we're going to do. Right behind my head is Colorado. And that's where these storms for Thursday night into Friday are going to form. And there they go. And right there, any of these storms here could be on the strong to severe side. Now we're at 11 p.m. Thursday night into Friday morning. This cluster down here, this cluster here, even this might pose a wind threat. So this area right here has a chance. There's that cluster in Cherry County, just south of Valentine, cluster down here in north central Kansas, and it kind of hangs on. Notice a little spin there. It's a low pressure just kind of spinning around Nebraska from about Interstate 80 north through 6 a.m. Friday. I think by the time it gets here, the severe weather threat is much smaller. It's just not in the right kind of atmosphere, but some heavy rain, lightning, a good old-fashioned thunderstorm. Look at that from Columbus, Grand Island, north towards Sioux City, up through Fremont. That is going to have a chance to be maybe strong. Again, the severe threat is small. Lincoln right on the edge, Omaha on the edge, kind of gets Lincoln or Omaha might get the brunt of that one by about Friday morning, 10 o'clock. Now this is just one morning, one model showing the morning hours of Friday. Others aren't too thrilled, don't show as much activity, but the chance is there regardless. As we head towards Friday afternoon, everything scoots on off to the east. So instability is there. This is your Thursday night. Notice this area right here. That's probably your best area for the storms to form. Now, once they get going, they don't need the Cape to create storms anymore. So they just kind of move off and move to the east. But this is the best area for the instability for the storms to form. Then it kind of fades away as we head through Thursday night and actually kind of moves off to the west while storms are moving to the east. So the Cape, the instability helps storms form. Where's the best chance for them to form? And once they form, they get caught up in that jet stream a little bit and move off to the east as they do. So that's where your instability is at, and there's plenty of it for storms to form as we head through Thursday into early Friday morning, and then by 6 a.m. Friday, that's basically it. So where is the storm chance the highest? Right around this marginal risk right here. So basically the western half of the state of Nebraska. Storms want to form in this general area and then just kind of meander their way east. Now this is just a marginal risk, just a level 1. That's why when I was showing you that model run just a little bit ago, they're kind of clustered. So that's basically what we're expecting. 1 or 2 isolated storms, could be strong, could be severe, but it doesn't look like a widespread event. That's why it's just the marginal risk. That's a level 1 out of all of these. So high means tornado outbreak, Enhanced and moderate usually mean plenty of strong tornadoes. Your marginal to slight, especially the marginal, just 1 or 2 strong storms, hail, damaging wind, that kind of thing. So tornado threat, not even anything showing up, nothing on there. Again, it's probably a 1%, not a 2%. So really, really small chance. Even I'm looking at the significant tornado parameter, barely there. I mean, it just barely shows up. So probably not going to see much rotation out of these storms. And if there is, it would just be very, very weak and very, very brief. So with that said, we'll kind of move on to the large hail potential, the general area where that marginal risk is at. We're talking 1 inch in diameter to maybe 1.25 inches on the very, very off potential of 1.5 inches. That's probably about as big as the hail is going to get. Looking at the significant hail potential, you're going to see a lot of yellow, and that tells me that about 1 inch. That's usually where the 1 inch hail starts to kick in, and even that is very sporadic and sparse. So there might be up here in Cherry County, maybe down here towards Lincoln County, and into the southwestern like Red Willow County, and then into the Panhandle. And as we head into Friday morning, that kind of dissipates, and really the storms will be over here by then. So the significant hail probably going to happen early when the storms form, when they're clusters, and then once they start to move off to the east, the hail threat should diminish. And even this model saying, yeah, it's probably not gonna amount to much, but still, there's a chance, especially early. Damaging wind. This is probably the most likely scenario. If we see any kind of severe thunderstorm warning, it will likely be for damaging wind, 60, maybe 70 mile per hour wind gusts, and that would be about it. How much rain are we looking at? Probably not a whole lot. This is through Thursday morning. And then as we head into Friday morning, so a couple of swaths, look how messed up that is. We've got this swath right here, we've got this swath over here, then a crisscross pattern over here. So several isolated storms. So you could range from next to nothing to 3/4 inch to almost 2 inches of rain. Very hit and miss with these storms when it comes to the precipitation potential. So not a huge deal, not a big deal, but just enough for me to go, you know what, I'm going to give you guys a heads up, let you know what's going on. If severe storms do pop up, though, Thursday night, I will likely do a YouTube live, and it would be, they're always a blast, really. If you've ever joined us, thank you. And if you haven't, you can ask all kinds of questions. There's the chat. We can talk to each other on the chat and see what if you like. Okay, what time's the storm's going to get to my neighborhood? How much rain am I going to see? How much? Where's the best chance for the storms to form? What time will they be here? Where are they going after that? So any kind of question, happy to answer them if I can. Sometimes a lot of questions happen at the same time, but anyway, like and subscribe. That way you're alerted if I do if I do go live, or videos like this you'll be made aware of first. And this is usually the first place I go other than on TV. This is you won't see this on Twitter first, you won't see it on Facebook first, you'll see it on YouTube first, and then I post everything to all of my social media accounts later. So this is kind of the first place to go. So thank you, and we'll see you soon.